That's delicious.
Hey guys, what's up? Today I've got a Pokemon Showdown battle for you against a random guy in Showdown. There isn't much really to explain about this. It's an OU battle I had. Really interesting one at that. My team is pretty unstandard. It's Gen 1. I felt like being really, not necessarily gimmicky, but just like trying out new stuff, having a full Gen 1 team. So without further ado, let's get into this battle. So I lead off with my Pikachu. This is a physical light ball Pikachu. It's got some stall breaky stuff like Brick Break and Endeavor and Faint to break protect. But I led off with it thinking it would be able to take out most of the stuff on his team or switch out. But it doesn't take out his Clefable initially. It just does a bunch of damage, and his Clefable for some reason has a Citrus Berry, which I found kind of weird because Clefable usually carries like Leftovers or Life Orb. But he's gonna go for the knockoff, take me out. Knockoff being super strong, especially, well, not especially on Clefable, but it gets super strong because I had the light ball on. But he gets static, which is pretty nice. So I'm gonna send in Golem to set up my rocks, I believe, or maybe just get some damage off. But he's gonna make a switch into Skarm. Man, I probably should have sped this up a little more. He's gonna switch into Skarm. I forget if I go for rocks or straight attack. Oh no, I predict his Skarm to come in, so I go for the Stone Edge. And he gets his lefties. I'm gonna switch out into, let's speed this up a little bit. Switch into Blastoise just in case he wants to set up rocks. I want to be able to spin those away, maybe Scald him. He's gonna get his lefties back again. He's gonna switch into Latios because he can resist my Scald. I'm gonna spin the rocks away. Switch out, go into Clefable. I can resist his, or I'm immune to his Dragon Stab, and I'm also physically defensive, so I'm not afraid for a Psyshock, but he actually gets an unfortunate crit. He's gonna go for another Psyshock, doesn't quite take me out, so I'm gonna take this opportunity to Soft Boiled, and I'm gonna get some lefties back. And this Clefable is Leftovers with Magic Guard, and it has Soft Boiled, Workup, Cosmic Power, and Moonblast. It's built to get buffed up and then just start spamming Moonblast. But I see his Azumarill come in, I can't take a hit from it, so I go into Venusaur to wall him. And then afraid that his Azumarill might have Sap Sipper, I go for the Sludge Bomb, but he switches into Nidoking. Dual resist that, I believe. Ground resist poison. But I'm going to go for the Synthesis to get all that damage that he did to me back in the form of health. Go for another Synthesis. He switches into Latios, I switch back into Clefable because I can wall him. And then I believe I'm going to set up some Cosmic Powers here so that he can't do as much damage. Oh no, I just go straight for the Moonblast. Trying to get some damage off. He's going to switch into his Clefable. And I go for another Moonblast, just trying to take him out. Cool. I'm going to set up some Cosmic Powers now. He's going to go for the Wish. I figured he was going to Wish himself, just because he had already used his Citrus Berry, so I'm not afraid to go for a Workup here. Just boosting my offensive stats so I can do some damage later on. And I just keep building it up. Initially on this set, instead of Moonblast, I had Stored Power. But since Dark is completely immune to Psychic, a lot of times I get walled by that. Plus I'd need some setup, so I figured Moonblast might be an interesting option instead. But anyway, he sends a Skarm in, and I knew the Whirlwind was coming, so I just go for a Moonblast to get some damage off, and he's gonna send me out into Venusaur, which is actually a good force switch for me, because now I can go for the Sleep Powder and put him to sleep. He can't set up rocks now, unless he wakes up, of course. And then I'm gonna switch into Blastoise so I can Scald him. But he goes back into Latios. I absorb a Draco Meteor. I know I need to take this Latios out somehow, so I'm gonna go for the Toxic, just to get some residual damage off on him. And now that he's lost some special attack, I'm gonna go into Clefable, so I can wall him even more. And he goes for the Recover. And this time, learning from my mistake with the Skarmory, I'm actually gonna go straight for Workups. I'm not even gonna build Cosmic Power. I just want to get damage off by building my special attack up. So I believe I go for 3 workups while he uses his Clefable to get rid of status ailments and set up a Wish. And I should have just started firing off Moonblast, but I figured, you know what, whatever he sends in, maybe I can just take it out in one shot. But he actually goes in a Nidoking, which resists my Moonblast. And then the Wish goes down and gets him back almost all of his health. So, knowing that Venusaur is the only thing that can take a hit from this thing, I'm gonna go into that. This is a especially defensive Venusaur. I think it's full special attack, full special defense. Gonna go for a Giga Drain. His Skarm's up now because Clefable went for the Aromatherapy. Gonna put it back to sleep for that reason. I still don't want him to Brave Bird, killing Venusaur. I don't want him to Whirlwind me out. I don't want hazards. I'm gonna go back into Blastoise. Same reason as before. But now Nidoking's in here, and I don't want to lose Blastoise just yet, because I think it's my only counter to his, well, not counter, but the only thing that can take on Skarmory. So he's gonna go straight for a Sludge Wave, and because I had to switch in, he's gonna take out my Mega Venusaur. So I'm like, I'm feeling bad about this. I need to make a play, otherwise I'm gonna lose. So I send in Dragonite, and I go for the Earthquake, praying he does not switch into Latios, or Skarm, or Charizard, and he doesn't. He stays in, which is great for me. So I don't want to lose Dragonite because it's banded. It can do a lot of damage. So I switch into Blastoise, sacking that now that Nidoking's gone. And I'm gonna send in my my Golem. Now the special thing about this Golem is that it's a weakness policy set. Golem is weak to a lot of things, and you don't normally see it in OU. So this set is pretty standard. It's Edgequake with Rocks and then Sucker Punch. But it uses weakness policy as opposed to lefties or Custat Berry. Sometimes you see that. And as you can see here, Azumarill goes for the Aqua Jet and brings me down to my Sturdy. And then I get +2 attack, so I completely shred through that Azumarill. And now he's going to send in Latios. I do have the Sucker Punch. I don't know if he knows it, so I'm going to go for it. And surprisingly, he goes for the Defog. I'm not really sure why. I think maybe just to preserve his Charizard for later, but he goes for the Recover now, and I predict that because I know he's going to go for something to screw up Sucker Punch, so I go for the Stone Edge. That doesn't work because he goes for Recover, so I go for Sucker Punch expecting him to attack that turn. And then he goes for Aromatherapy on his Clefable. I just go for the Earthquake to take it out, but because he went for the Aromatherapy, I know he's going to go for the Roost this turn, because the only reason he would wake up Skarm is to make sure it could screw up my Sucker Punch. Is what I'm thinking, and so I didn't want to go for Stone Edge for that reason because it could Roost. So I went for the Earthquake, took Skarm out, and then thinking it was over, thinking it was going to be a Zard Y, I go for the Stone Edge, take it out, and that's the end of the battle. Surprisingly, he went for the Will-O-Wisp there. He must have been a Tank Zard X, that's what I'm thinking, but even then, like at full health, he should have just gone for an attacking move. If he was Megazard X, which I'm thinking he is, because he might not want to Mega Evolve because I had Dragonite. Just what I'm thinking of there, but yeah, good 3-0 victory. I think he should have just taken out my Golem in the first place. I probably could have won still with Dragonite, but I don't know. But that'll be the game. So yeah, pretty good game, pretty good OU match, pretty decent, pretty awesome Golem sweep. Killed 5 of his pokes with just a Golem. Something you never see. Felt really good to me. Yeah, but that's it. See you guys later. Peace.